towering at about 7 feet tall.
So for me, my top three is pretty set in stone. Number one, I got MJ. I got Jordan.
Yeah, put him over the two legends that led everything, Bill and Wilt.
Yeah, I do. Number two, I have Kareem.
Two? You have Kareem over LeBron?
I do. Wait, no. I have LeBron. After this, yeah. My bad. After this last championship, I put LeBron over Kareem. But before that, I had Kareem over LeBron slightly. Now I have LeBron over Kareem.
What does Kareem have? 5? 6 rings?
Kareem has 6.
6.
He has 6 rings.
Magic has 5.
2 Finals MVPs and 6 regular season MVPs. So for me, I put Kareem at 3. And then at 4, here's where it starts getting a little tricky for me. And here's where you can kind of move guys around. For me, when I first was making my list, when I was first thinking about where I put my top 10 NBA players of all time, I thought, okay, who are guys who have a legitimate argument to be the greatest player of all time? Like, here's somebody who I could I could argue. Okay,
for the rest of the top 10, is that what you're saying?
No, for to round out my top 5. Like the guys who were put in the top 5.
So you had 3.
Like in the tiers, it's like, okay, here are the GOATs.
Yeah.
Here are like the sub GOATs, I guess. To round out the top. Like, these are guys who were great, but like they don't really have a great GOAT case.
MJ, LeBron, and Kareem.
Yeah, those are all guys who I believe you can argue are the greatest of all time.
Okay.
I think you probably lose to Jordan, but like still,
Jordan definitely put the game on the map. Like, he made it popular.
But
like it exploded when he came in.
So 4, I see. Cool. Before I wanted to put Wilt, right? Because Wilt was kind of like he was the human record book. Like, when Wilt retired, I think he was like the leader. He was the leader in points. He only played 13 seasons, mind you, right? So right now he's number. I think he's either 4 or 5, right? And the only guys who are above him have played more seasons, right?
How many seasons did Kareem play? Like 20.
Kareem, I think played 20.
20.
Kobe played 20.
LeBron's at 19.
He's
going on 20.
MJ played 15. Right?
Kobe's up
and then Wilt. See, here's the thing that people don't tell you about Wilt. Wilt, like, everyone knows his insane numbers, offense, 50 points in a season, 100-point game, etc., right? Here's the thing people don't tell you about Wilt. When you look at defensive win shares of all time, Bill Russell's 1. Wilt is 2. And again, he only played 13 seasons. Right? So all these other guys, like, for example, I think Tim Duncan is 3. I think 3 is either Tim Duncan or Kareem. Right? Wilt was number 13. Like, Wilt was putting it on defensively too. He wasn't quite Bill Russell, but he was close.
Yeah.
Right? And then the thing about Wilt, Bill Russell was also an all-time great athlete. Like, Bill Russell was a high jumper. But Wilt, like, was arguably the greatest athlete of all time when it comes to basketball. Like, Wilt Chamberlain ran track and field. He was a world-class high jumper. He ran the 400 in 48 seconds at 7 feet tall.
That's disgusting.
I mean, his strides
he should be doing it. 3 strides is already
right. Right. But the thing about Wilt is the winning.
How many rings does he have?
He has 2, right? But one of them he won with Jerry West on the Lakers, right? But this was also the era where the Celtics were winning all championships, basically.
Yeah, Bill Russell.
And when he went head to head with Bill Russell, he was beating Bill Russell. So it's like it's hard for me to put Bill Russell ahead of him when
he was smoking.
When he was simply a better player than Bill Russell. Was he a greater player? That's the question we're asking. We're not asking who's a better player. I'm asking who's a greater player.
When it comes to greater, it would be based on impact. Who impacted the team better, more.
Right. So like that's for me like why it's kind of hard with Wilt, just because he doesn't really have the winning. Like, he has 2 championships.
You said you have him at 4?
top five. Is he
The,
still in
the,
your
the
top
only,
five?
the only reason why I say that is because I can still make a legitimate argument for him being the GOAT just because of his statistics.
Yeah.
But at this point, he's starting to lose to LeBron there. So does he even have that?
The stats.
Because here's the thing. Like when you adjust for era, right? His stats look a lot closer to LeBron's when you start adjusting for era. So when you take in like advanced metrics like PER and stuff like that, which adjust for era, his numbers start looking closer to LeBron's and Jordan, like LeBron's and Jordan. So like he's still up there when it comes to numbers of all time. I think those are the three who have like the most insane numbers: LeBron, Jordan, and Will. When regardless of era, but those guys have more winning. So it's hard. I don't know. For now, I'll put him 4 there, and if I put him 4 there, then I have to put Bill Russell 5. Even though, but my thing about Bill Russell is it's hard for me to really give I give him respect for his championships, but like he did have a lot of help. See, here's the thing that people don't tell you. John Havlicek was putting up 20 plus points a game.
Yeah.
So it's not like, everybody was just chipping in. He had 20 guys averaging 10 points a game. He had 15, so he had the most out of all the guys. Like, no. Like, John Havlicek was outscoring him. Like, some of those Finals MVPs probably, granted, the Finals MVP wasn't given out then, but some of them probably should have gone to John Havlicek. Right? And here's the thing that, like, John Havlicek, I believe, had 8 championships, right? So he played some of it, and he won championships without Bill Russell. If you look at John Havlicek's, like, career, his accomplishments are actually, like, not that far off from somebody like a Kobe Bryant. But people don't want to talk about that.
Would you put John Havlicek in the top 10?
No, I don't. But Bill Russell did have a lot of help with guys like John Havlicek and Bob Cousy.
Yeah.
Whereas with Will Chamberlain, he had a lot of help too. He had Hall of Famers as well. But outside of Jerry West, a lot of them can't really name.
Exactly. So that's your top 5 though?
For now, I don't know how I don't feel great about. I don't feel great about number 4 and number 5. And then 6 is where it gets interesting. Here's where I think everybody on this list is basically interchangeable, right? 6, I might put Tim Duncan. I might put him at 6. And then put Magic at 7. Right? And before and most people will be like, what? But like the thing about is that Magic had Kareem, Magic had a stacked team.
Yeah, I mean Tim
Duncan had a very good team. Tim Duncan always had a pretty good team, but like Tim Duncan also had some carry jobs. Whereas Magic played with Kareem his whole career.
Yeah.
And then, Magic also had James Worthy, and like I believe that Magic team, they had the most number 1 overall picks. Like
that's insane.
Playing together.
If that happened now, everybody, the NBA would freak out.
So like,
it would be just whatever.
As much credit as I do want to give Magic, when you look at, because Magic, I believe is like, people talk about, this player held back, in terms so that the team could win. They say that about Bill Russell, right? Bill Russell, I don't completely buy it, just because his efficiency numbers weren't good, right? Magic, I buy it, because Magic, when he needed to, would score. Magic, early on in his career was putting up maybe like 18 and 11 or whatever. And then later on when Kareem started declining, he went up to like 20. He had like a season putting up like 23 and 12. I was like, it's insane. Like 23 and like 14 on like 50+% shooting from the field. But one thing I have to talk about is defense. Tim Duncan is an all-time great defender. Magic was mad. he wasn't a defensive liability. He was good.
Nah, he was good.
But he wasn't. He was not an all-time great defender.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody on this list basically is an all-time great defender. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have it at 7. Now here's where it starts getting kind of tough. Right. So for the next 3 spots, I have like 4 guys. 5 if you want to talk about Steph Curry, but let's leave Steph Curry alone. Okay, so I got Kobe, I got Shaq, I got Hakeem, and who's the other guy who should be in that spot?
Allen Iverson?
No, fuck. No disrespect to AI. Fuck.
He's one of the greatest that never won a ring.
Like Chuck.
Okay, so
It's the
Kobe, Shaq,
Chris Paul. Chris Paul might win it.
I don't think he'll
I
win.
think that's the right players or not.
Oh,
He'll be on the bench.
Shaq.
Gosh, I won a ring. You're like 70. What are you doing?
Kobe, Shaq, Hakeem.
Why haven't you
He's
retired?
gonna join the Warriors next season.
Nah, you could go over and join Kawhi.
Bird. I'm dumb. Bird.
Oh, Larry Bird.
Yeah, Larry Bird.
That's
So from 8 to 11, like
I think you definitely gotta put Kobe and Shaq
in there, yeah.
yeah, Kobe and shit. Like
They
I
gotta
think
be
they
top
all
10.
belong to be top 10.
And then
Right, but yeah, I think
I don't.
Yeah, but who? Okay,
I don't wanna put
okay.
Hakeem
But
over-
who goes first then? Kobe or Shaq?
Kobe. I'm putting Kobe over Shaq.
Okay, I do think Shaq at his peak was better than Kobe. Was more dominant than Kobe.
I mean,
Well,
Shaq
he
was.
But
Shaq, he was a
but I think Kobe did have a better overall career. 1, 2.
Shaq had 4 rings.
Kobe, in my opinion, has more
Kobe.
impressive
3.
runs.
3 with Kobe?
3, 1.
And then one-
Kobe has more impressive runs when you factor in his, I guess, lack of help. But at the same time, he did kind of drive away Shaq. So it's like, who do you really blame for his lack of help, quote unquote? But he still won.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. But is Kobe over Bird?
Yeah.
Because I think Bird at his peak was better than Kobe.
I think I'll put Kobe over Larry.
But I think Kobe and Bird won 3 MVPs. Back to back to back. He's the only player in history to have done that, by the way.
Which is insane.
LeBron didn't do that. Jordan didn't do
trash.
that. Magic didn't do that.
Jordan's trash.
I'm not putting LeBron over MJ, but that's a discussion for another day. If we talk about that, that'll be another hour. That'll be like another hour. Let's just call that now. That'll be like another hour right now. But
Okay, for now, I'll put Kobe. I'll put Kobe at 8. Then
Shaq at 9? Or would you put Bird?
because you had what, Tim Duncan and Magic 6'7".
I'll put Bird at 9. I'll put Bird at 9.
So and that was
And
Kobe
then
at
Shaq-
8.
Hakeem and
Kobe at
Shaq.
and then Shaq I'll put at 10,
Hakeem at a close 11.
and then Hakeem at a close 11.
Hakeem won how
I
many
think
rings? 2?
yeah, Hakeem won 2, right? But one of those, right? Hakeem won without a top 75 player. Not even just a top 7, without another All-Star. Like the only time we've ever seen
He won.
seen
Wait,
that
did he
was, like-
repeat?
Yeah, he repeated.
In
But
between
when he
the MJ
repeated,
repeats?
when he repeated, he had Clyde Drexler, who was still very, very good, but he wasn't Blazers Clyde Drexler.
No, hell no. But
So-
he repeated while MJ was gone, right?
Yeah.
In between the 3 peats.
So like that's the thing. It's like Hakeem's championships, even though he only has 2, his championships runs were so impressive
Yeah.
that I have to, put him there.
If MJ
And here's the thing. He faced off against Shaq in the finals, and he spanked him.
They played the
It
Magic.
was a young
They
Shaq,
played the Magic.
but they played the
Who else
Magic
did the
in the
Magic have at
finals.
that point though?
Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, but like
The Magic were stacked. The Magic were stacked. This is the same Magic that beat the Bulls with Jordan.
Trash.
This is the same Magic that beat the Bulls with Jordan in
At
'95.
that point, they were trash.
But that was that Jordan's first season back?
It was his first season back.
Is
So
that-
Jordan hadn't fully,
They were just finished playing golf. What the fuck?
baseball.
Yeah, baseball, golf, it's all the same shit. Still
Oh
a
my god,
stick.
people gonna think I don't know what we talking about because
It's a ball and a stick. Fuck it. He was still trash.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh lord. But yeah, so like I think Hakeem, like when you look at the things Hakeem was able to accomplish, especially with his lack of help, like here's the thing. Early on in Hakeem's career, did they make the finals? I think they did. And they beat the Lakers with Magic and Kareem.
That was what, late 80s?
Yeah, this was I think Hakeem's second year in the league.
Before Magic got AIDS?
This was Hakeem's second year. This was Hakeem's second year in the league, so this would have been 80. This would have been the 85, 86 season. And they made the finals. They made the finals.
In the second season?
Yes.
Long
And they had
Podcast?
they had this other talk. They had Ralph Sampson.
Okay.
They had Ralph Sampson, and it was they called them Twin Towers, Rockets.
They call them the Twin Towers?
Like Ralph Sampson was that dude,
We
but
call him Randy and
so Hakeem has some really impressive accomplishments. Like, but the thing is you have to really look at them. Whereas like everybody else, you know, Shaq, Bird, Kobe, like all their stuff, 5 rings.
Yeah.
You know, they speak for themselves. Whereas with Hakeem, you have to give it that context to really see how impressive it is. That's why I have to put Hakeem at 11, right? So now when we're talking about Steph Curry, right?
these are the top 10 over his clothes.
You know that no like. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, check out the Retorts and Sports podcast and also follow us on TikTok and Instagram.